So as price action continues to drop, we're going to see where this storm could lead to. Back to you, John.
And there you have it, folks. Looking at AUD. Bugging. Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Professor Pippage, back in it live on I Trade the Asian. We about to get active on. I actually got into this position way back over here in the New York session. I had a sell stop right below this 1 hour support. Anticipating that price action would have picked up. Momentum would have picked up and pushed us through that level throughout the New York session. And what happened as I was sitting and waiting on that momentum.
Daddy. Hold on, bro. You see me on I'm what?
Mommy's TV.
Don't you see me live, bro? I'm trying to get active.
Mommy's TV.
Mommy's TV? Well, you need mommy's remote for mommy's TV, bro.
So what happened was around about 2 o'clock price action. I trade off a different brokerage. But yeah, I don't trade off of TradingView, but price action on my brokerage.
Right here.
Okay.
Which one?
Okay, I got you, big boy. Price action pushed below or tapped me in on that sell stop and then pulled all the way back. Stops was a little shaky, so I had them like way up here.
Daddy?
Above this NY high, because I figured, okay, well, if price action continues to go bearish, potentially during the NY session, if we break through, we'll see a pullback throughout the we'll see a pullback throughout the opening of the Asian, and that's what I wanted to see for price action to give a retracement of the NY session when it gave the high and the low, no matter wherever the low created. I still wanted to see a retracement towards the beginning of the Asian session. This was towards the end of market close. It wasn't necessarily an Asian session, but it was still the pullback that I wanted to see, whether it happened right here or if it happened once the Asian session for me would have opened up. So if price action would have went bullish here, I would still been looking for the same setup. But because the sell stops entered right here,
Daddy.
I did not enter another position back in up in here.
What, bro?
Look.
Don't you see me trying to get active?
Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back.
What you trying to do, big man? Okay, hold on. Let me see what we can do.
But yeah, so with the retracement, I did not take a entry right up in here because I knew I had to manage this one first in case that retracement continued to go bullish and pull back even deeper throughout the Asian session. So ultimately stops originally were way up here, New York session, but as I've seen price action start to take off and going to create that Asian low, as price action has opened so far, I decided not to enter again, and I'm right now just holding on to this entry that I had back in over here in the NY session. Primarily, this is not the entry that I really wanted. What happened was I had trades last night, and when situations like this play out, this is when I started to get salty within the market, when I started to get frustrated. I actually went back and looked. I did not take this trade right over here. I think I did the broadcast yesterday or 2 days ago saying I took this trade. I did not get into this trade. I missed this one. And what happened over here, I was looking for price action to short off. There was a 1 hour support right up in here in this level that I was looking for price action to dip below, and we was going to go. Let's see. We pushed back to yesterday's price action. This trade right here, I think we're going to create that Asian low, then it's going to retrace hard. So, yeah, I'm already in this. Potentially could come down to that golden zone for the most part, and then depending on what happens, if it don't retrace anywhere back up in here where it currently is, if it doesn't retrace anywhere back up in here, then I'll look for it to come down to this golden zone before retracing back to the top side. But the trades from last night, I was in them. I had this 1 hour support right here identified, and what I was looking for was once price action created the high and the low of the Asian session, then I was going to get active. one of the confluences that I saw or that I started to build was when once price action started to continue throughout the Asian session was one of the trade setups I like to run quite often is when I see price action either at an extreme point is the NY low that pushes all the way, and this right here is the NY high. Currently, this situation is not the case because you got an NY session, an Asian session, a London session all the way through here. But in this session, or in this particular situation, price action ended at the high point for the NY session. So I know as price action continues to make that low, as it creates its low for that day on the NY session, all I could do is draw a field from that high to that low. And I know that during the Asian session, price action likes to come back to two zones of that NY session. Price action likes to retrace to two levels of that that NY range from the high to the low. I've seen it pull back to the 382 and melt, and then I've also seen it pull back to the 50 and melt. In this situation, we had it back to the 50. So this was one of the confluences that I added as I started to build the trade idea for these shorts backing over here. So as this is deleted, if we bump down to the 15-minute, see how price action is already rejecting. That's ugly. Don't like that. Yeah, let me close a lot better than that. But last night's price action created the Asian high. We was watching this, it came back and created the Asian low. What happened was price action closed below the 1 hour support on the 15-minute. And if you're watching it from the 15-minute, it looks like a great close below support that price action should now continue, throughout the rest of the session, come down to the next support and retest that level. Well, that's not what happened. On the 15-minute, price action did close strong below that level, but when you bump back out to the hourly, which I should have been watching it from, you get a weak bearish close right at that level, which kind of identify and signify that price action potentially is now about to pull back. And that is exactly what happened. Because I was watching from the 15-minute, I didn't watch the hourly candle close. And if I would have saw this, I would not have gotten into continuation shorts right here. I would have waited for another pullback, potentially a retest of the Asian high, and then taking shorts up here. And that's exactly what I did. I left this position open, and I created this position right over here. So when you go back down to the 15, once price action pulled down here, and then the next candle gave me a bullish close, what I did was put a 50% of this Asian high to this Asian low and created this entry right here. I ended up deleting it because of the position size I took here. I took this one off the table because I said, okay, well, if I'm wrong and price action is going to go bullish from here and keep going big bullish, then I would have two positions open. This one right here, relatively somewhat of a bigger lot size, and this one right here was of equal size of this one. So if price action was going to continue and go big bullish, then I'm losing double time with somewhat medium size lot size on my account. So what I did was delete this one. I ended up leaving it on the chart so I can see what the entry or how it played out, which is 815 was the entry, and then I was left to manage this one. So enter down here on this trade. Price action pulled all the way back to the Asian high, almost stopping me out. Stops on one of my brokers was at 950, and stops on another brokers that I had open was at 940. I was quite frustrated because I thought on the second brokers that had it at 940, I had them all at 950, all the positions that I had open, and 950 never got tapped. And once we got back up here, price action started to go back bearish. I saw this candle close, this candle close, this candle was coming to break the low. It didn't, so I waited for the next candle to close and break the low, and I actually did hop back in over here for that second trade. It was like 864 was the entry. 864, something like that. And I entered from there, same stops at 950. So then, once price action started to go bearish, this position right here got closed off. This one came down, and once we broke below support, what we at? 2 o'clock? Yeah, at this point, I think I trailed stops because I said, if this was the range, we retested, failed to break the high, stops were safe above here, so now we should just continue to make lower lows and lower highs below this level. So I trailed the stops, and got clapped right in over here. See that close over there? But yeah, got clapped right in over here. Trailed the stops, came back London, grabbed liquidity, and then it's just been making lower lows and lower highs ever since. So ultimately didn't take any big losses here, but still, if I didn't trail the stops, I don't know if I would have got tapped up here, because on the different brokerages that I look at the numbers from, it does go to a different pip number over here on the side. So I don't know if 950 would have held up from the original trade if I never would have trailed the stops. And then ultimately, I was looking for a first TP at this 1 hour support. Second TP was down in this golden zone. So potentially we'd be looking at, or would have been looking at about 35 pips overall. So yeah, but now for tonight, delete. So pretty much break even right up and over here. Missed this trade and then hit a stop loss early in the week. So this is where we at right now with it. I have taken trades outside of AU this week. UJ was the other one. I was waiting for that level to get hit last night. So if you watched the video from last night, you would have seen this was the entry we was looking for, right in this box right here. Price action didn't make it back down, and been pushing somewhat bullish ever since. I don't really like this as price action saying it's really wanting to go bullish right now. I think we just trending, bullishly on the lower time frames and on the 1 hour. And mainly because the price action is so choppy, lower time frames and the higher time frames. If I see price action really wants to go bullish, I want to see these type of candles right here. They say we want to go bullish. Right here, this don't really tell me price action wants to go bullish. Currently pushing it to a resistance on the 4 hour chart right up in here. UJ, the play was we created the low or the new higher low that pushes into the highs, draw the fib on, wait for the fib level to hit. 382 was the level that hit. We saw it push up. We waited for I was waiting for the retest, but retest never came. And yeah, there it is. I don't know how much farther this is gonna go. I have not checked the news for the evening. Yeah. GU, I got cooked on GU. Yeah, I had this right here, same exact setup. Price action wicked me in during the London and took off to the top side. Yeah. And now back. Now we back, potentially going back bearish. This is one of the things I was saying from the beginning of the week. I didn't know necessarily how GU likes to pull back. Does it necessarily come back off of just one retest of price action where it broke out from? And as we can see, it likes two of them. So that'll be something to kind of add to the trade journal. And we have potentially broke structure on the 1 hour chart. So ultimately, based off of the way I normally would, set up a psychology behind a trade, I should be looking for buys back into this 4 hour resistance. But the way price action pulled back and then started to come back down, and it looked like it closed below support back in over here, I thought we was going to, take off. But as we can see, pull back. So I want to see, I probably won't trade GU tonight unless, we get continuation sales, breaking continuation trades below this level, especially grabbing all this. Tomorrow is CPI, so that might be the gas it needs to say if we're going to go bullish or we're going to go bearish. Bullish scenario would be to retest this 4 hour resistance right up here. If I can line them up. Yeah, and then bearish scenario, which is what we were looking for. Price action to come back down, didn't hit the level again, took off. Yeah, and then I was saying from the top side, yesterday, I didn't really know how to enter back in over here. Let's see what Bitcoin hitting for. Got out of all positions on Bitcoin. Ooh-wee. This was the level 2 and 3, 500. This is why I said I don't like trading Bitcoin during the week, because there's so much volume and so much momentum throughout the market that some of these levels don't get respected. Came up, created a 4 hour resistance, came all the way back down. Deep retracement back into that 4 hour support. And if we break through that 4 hour support, we don't know where we're going. Potentially all the way back down to this level that created a trend to the upside. Potential high, low, potential lower high. We got to see if price action breaks below here, then yeah, potentially correct all the way back down and then see where it goes from there. But Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's funky. I hate that it didn't make it all the way back up there, but it is what it is. So I got pinged out way over here. I got to work on trailing them stops. That's like my nemesis right now, trailing stops. Because once I get it down to hundo percento, you know, and most of the time I trail based off of, structure, making lower lows and lower highs. If this one continue to go bearish, higher highs and higher lows. But what I'm starting to see is the London session is what usually smack me every time as far as like retracements or pullbacks or anything. So I'm either, one of the things I think I'm going to have to do is either create a tighter entry so that the stops can be above a level, potentially a 1 hour resistance, like right above here, that when the London comes back, if it does break above this level for liquidity, I have a tighter or more of a range to give a little bit of breathing room above that stop. So if I enter from back in over here somewhere versus way down here, it's not as much of a range for your stop loss to be. But right now, from where that entry is, we're already looking at 13 pips. What's up? But yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Um, Miss Kimmy, what's going on? What you looking at for the evening? Nothing. Word. Oh yeah. I'm telling you, the more you watching the charts, that'll be a little stuff you pick up on like that. So like in the Asian session, you kind of like give up on it. Oh yeah, this would have been a nice little play right here though. Break below that 1 hour support, retest this low. We haven't. Let me see how we look on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, we right pushing at the top of resistance on the 1 hour chart. So if we don't break this low, then potentially we're gonna retest and come back higher to potentially where it just broke out from, or the support it just broke through. So potentially retest it here, or even back way up to here, and then potentially could continue to go bearish. But overall, this is bullish, and until we start closing below, some way back down here, I wouldn't trust into these shorts, because higher time frame, going way back to way back, is all the way bullish. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. But yeah, the month of August been a little tricky so far. Price action been doing. It's the structures are creating differently for me, especially on AU, because if this price action was going to go bearish, which is what I'm looking forward to do over here, I would have never expected it to break this high. And at this point, we've broken the high, so potentially bullish. We're looking for a retracement to go higher. So this short I'm in right now would be risk on, counter trend trade I'm taking right now. Potentially, yeah, because you have this 4 hour resistance that price action created 2 weeks ago. And then this is the low, the high and the low, the support is way down here, and you haven't really broke out of that. So, for 2 weeks we've been pinging from about 7,500 and all the way down to about 68,800. So we just been back and forth in between this range. So overall, you can consider it somewhat consolidating. And then there's big news coming out tomorrow. So CPI. CPI usually does move the market, so I'm not really expecting too much volume tonight. So that's why I was trying to catch a little sneaky short. So, yeah, CPI for the USD. We got some small news coming out tonight. So then you got PPI on Thursday. Oh yeah, market gonna be funky. So you about to see potentially some big candles, some big movement. I don't know if you're gonna necessarily move big on AU, but potentially UJ, GU, Euro USD, potentially GJ, UJ. Potentially all of them gonna move tomorrow. AU could move. It could like sink to the downside, but it's probably not going to give out as much pippage as something like GU, GJ, NZD. Well, not so much NZD USD, but Euro USD, the DXY, all those potentially going to move. Let me see what's going on right here. So this right here is pretty much consolidating as well. You got the low, you got the high, you got the low, you got the high. Not really breaking either side, so pretty much consolidating on that. Get rid of that. Let's see what we got on UJ. Yeah, we just did this. Yeah. See if we're gonna break above. I would trade UJ based off a breaking continuation trade at this point. Maybe look at something like that. See, let it push, let it pull back, and then get active from right in up in here somewhere. If it's gonna continue to go bullish, I definitely see a retracement is needed to fill this imbalance right here. But ain't no telling when that's gonna come. So potentially we can get rid of this. Get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of this.
Baby, I don't have another bread. I gotta make more.
Yeah. It was gonna continue to go bullish. Definitely see a retracement happening at some point, but we have a big range to the top side to fill as well, 180 pips. So any push to the top side, pull back. Not anyone, you know, price action got to set up right for you. But yeah, once it started creating higher highs and higher lows above this 135, 521, you got a 180 pip range to get active. So it wouldn't be no need to rush into a trade. You just, you know, watch the market push up, let it pull back. That support holds, start shifting the structure to the high side. Get in. And get in one more time. And then get in again. I don't know. I ain't messing with GE tonight. I got cooked. I ain't like that. That hurt my feelings. I was supposed to be a visitor to them. They were supposed to treat me right over here because I was visiting they charts and they didn't do me right. So I ain't messing with them tonight. But hey, you look like you want to sink. Definitely. Stocks will be trailed in the profit. Around about 69,400, so about 9 more pips away. It is 8 o'clock already, so potentially, yeah. I know a pullback coming. I can feel it in my bones. Let me go ahead. I might just get out right now because I ain't really knowing what's going on. Because I really didn't want to get into this entry this way, but yeah. The only thing I'm really cautious of at this point is price action was bullish up until this point. You know, from the low down here back up into the high, this easily could be a retracement. So I didn't want to get caught up, but when that momentum kick in for it to shoot back to the top side. So that's why I'm real, you know, finicky on this. To know it, I ain't really interested in holding these 13 pip stops. But, you know, it might play out. I don't know. We're going to see, though. We're definitely taking our profits down here if it does leak. And then potentially watch and see from there. I would like to see Bitcoin manipulate this wick down here and then see if the structure shift back to the upside. Because if not, then they're going to start drinking. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. 250 didn't hold. Get rid of this. Yep. Nice little setup there for our support. Let's see what we're looking at on 1 hour. Grayson. It's ugly right here. Bro. Bro. Let's see.
Daddy.
What's up? Come on, bro. What's good with you, bro? Back that breaking wind, bro. Let me see. I wouldn't know what to do with Bitcoin on the weekdays. Just mark up the zones and see where it go. On the 4 hour, below this support, next support area potentially is like way down here. I don't know though. I think it's about to pump fake and then kick back bullish.
Grayson, you want more bread?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're gonna see what they're gonna do. We're gonna add an alert right up in here, just to come back and check them out, just in case if it does break below there. I want to see how price action gets back down on that level, and then from there, you can make a better decision. Because at that point, you'll be breaking bullish structure. Going bearish. Bearish. GJ. You can delete consolidation. We're still within that range. I don't like GJ at all. 1 hour, we do got a little support. But it's ugly. We got better on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour. On the 4 hour. On the 1 hour, that's how we looking. That's how we rocking. So potentially if we break below this 1 hour support, we could be coming back to the 4 hour support. I don't know. I don't like GJ at all. This is real ugly. I would not trade this. Oh wait, you definitely had to show me some clear signs, breaking continuation trades to the high side. Cause yeah, this is how you get cooked right here. Trying to trade this. Unless you got like some what's that called? Smart money concepts or Fibonacci, some Fibonacci plays. Which I could draw fibs based off of this high to this low, but I wouldn't really know what to do with it because we're on the 1 hour. And we pull back to the 50, so let's draw in bigger fib. Stay below the 618, so I don't know. I don't really have too much in-depth knowledge on the fields. Like how they say the A to B, the C leg, D leg, go to extension 5, 2.890675. I don't know how to do that shit. So I just know if this is the low or this is the high to the low pullback to the 50, I'll be waiting for price action to resume back bearish to start taking shorts. If we close above the 618, potentially, like I got outlined right here, continuation buys above there, back to retest this weekly high, where price action broke out from. So, but other than that, I don't really like this. GU, yeah, I'm gonna take that one off. But we ain't rocking GU tonight. See what gold doing. Oh. Manipulated. So let's see. Do we shift the structure back to the downside? See if we get a deeper retracement. These levels are ugly. So based off of this, I'll be waiting to see if I get a big gray candle through all that. Feel me? Something like that. See if it's smack through them lows, close like that with a little wick on the top. Something like that. Yeah. Because ultimately you have a lot of stop losses below this level, in my eyes anyway. Price action retrace, or we pushed into the highs right over here, pushed into this 4 hour resistance, closing above this 1 hour resistance, pull back and stop, bro.
I'm gonna put it on.
Okay, well, go ahead, bro. But take it to the table so you don't get crumbs and stuff everywhere, because I ain't got no napkins. what we see is, if you were following gold and you were taking buys from right here, you took some buys, stops potentially below, the next, this is a 1 hour chart, so below the next support. If you got in off the retest, buys, stop right below this level. If you got in off the retest, buys, stop below this level, So as price action come back down, all those resting stops are sitting up under there. Resting liquidity, price action smack through that level, then potentially go back bullish. I don't trade gold enough to know if that's what's about to pop out. So, but that would be one of the things I would look for when I come back to this chart later on is how did we handle this level? Or, did we just continue to break higher? Meaning at that point, it's just big bullish momentum and we're going to continue to go. I do have a zone outline here in the background from the higher time frame. So this will be okay, structure we most recently broke from the higher time frames.
Daddy, look.
Okay. Let's see. It's probably on the daily time frame. What's up, bro? Did you finish?
No.
Oh.
Where did you get that?
From Daddy.
Let's see what my boo doing. Okay. It's 8:30 still. 9 o'clock. We know 9 o'clock is that retracement candle. 9 o'clock is that retracement candle. New 4 hour candle was opening. Oh, it's gonna be tough to sit through it. Right now, we big bears, so ultimately, if I'm thinking the 9 o'clock candle is going to retrace, potentially come all the way back up to here. That's how far potentially we could push back to the top side. I ain't trying to sit through that, My heart can't take, is it going to stop and turn around here? Is it going to stop and turn around here? Is it going to stop and turn around here? Is it going to come at? Is it going to come at? Is it going to come at? And as you can see, on the lower time frames, price action kind of giving you an indication saying, get ready, potentially we about to pull back. What you got is this candle right over here was big bearish all the way down here, create this low point, and it closed all the way back up here. You got this next candle open, create this top wick, come up, did not break the high of the previous candle, but it also did not break the low. And it closed without a wick at the bottom, meaning that there is no range for the next candle to go down and fill. You do have this wick left that this candle potentially could come down and fill, but chances are, if we don't break this low right in over here, then we could potentially see price action start to slowly rise back on up. And like I said, I ain't trying to go through all that. So, this trade right here, entered from over here, which I ain't really like the entry anyway. So, yeah, I'm likely to go ahead and trail them stocks and then find a better entry because this ain't really how I wanted to get in this trade anyway. So, yeah. Then I'm going to go ahead and shut that one on down. Even if it do leak, it leak. If it do, it is what it is. But at this point, I think there's a greater risk for a price action to pull back, and even if it don't take me out, I don't want to be in all that. So, yeah, go ahead. A little bit of profit, a little bit of profit. And the thing that's been eating me up the last 2 weeks is the trades that I've been in. A lot of them have pushed in profits, and a lot of them have retraced and hit the trailing stop. So the profits that I was in and that I saw, before I walk away from the trade, trade them stops, make sure we Gucci good, ain't trying to lose no bread. We also still ain't making no bread, even though the trades are going in favor, getting trailed out right back at near the entry, you barely, capture the commissions with that. So as you can see, price action is starting to pull back up. I don't want my stomach to start hurting, to start, come back up here and then potentially lose on a trade that I really want to be in anyway. So I'm glad I closed them out. Even if that's far as it pulls back, I'm still glad I closed it out because potentially we already knew we were looking for the Asian low to produce right now. If this candle closes bullish, at that point, it is now 9:39 Eastern Standard Time. So we would be able to identify this area as the Asian low. And we know what must come next after the Asian low. The Asian high. So potentially, if we break above this level, we potentially could keep going big bullish. I don't really see that happening, but I ain't really trying to stick to that. And if it do happen, stops would have got hit anyway. If it don't happen, let's wait to see what happens when we get back down here. Yeah. But yeah, I would to get in a better trade, I guess you can say. We can go ahead and pull that over because that is dead. So those are little indications, little things that I see within price action that let me know, ooh, is this going to continue or is this about to pump fake? Because that low has been created. It has still not been broken. It still can come down and break that low, but at this point in time, I ain't really interested in that. But as far as getting in again, I would have to see how the Asian high produces, if it produces. Because if this continues to keep bearish, then at this point, BTC crossing. That alert hit already? Oh, man. We was just talking about this. Oh, look at it drink. It drank it. Oh, man. Ooh, leaking.
Mommy, I want to play.
Leaking. Ooh, as you see, as I say, if we break and start closing below structures back in over here, then potentially starting to go back bearish, come all the way back down to the man way down here, and that's a huge range. But I ain't messing with none of this because this moving way too fast because this could pull back at any time, smash everybody who got in under the support, take all they stops, and then go back bearish. I ain't messing with that. Oh, I didn't think it was going to leak right now during the Asian session. Looky. People say the Asian session don't move. Hey, listen, if you know how to get in and you know what you're looking for, the Asian session will set you up and get you right. You know what I'm saying? The Asian session is the start. Boom. That's why I keep looking. Even as the weekend, I still mark up my Asian session the same way. And, determine the trend based off of that, even if it's on Saturday and Sunday. But for tonight, yeah, alert already got smashed through. I could not have told you that I would have taken that trade. Maybe if I was watching this, like Hawk, and would have had this trend line on, and would have saw the break in the retest, I potentially would have took it from up there. But like I said, I ain't messing with this during the week. So this price action was on this little bullish tip. I saw, this trend starting to create. I was waiting for it to break, a little smash, little retest, and we call a little sneaky short through there. That's only if I was looking to get active on that, but let's see what AU doing. Pushing back bully, see? Stomach would have been on fire. Oh no, man, I'm in for big. I'm about to lose. No, we ain't about to lose now. I'm out. See, that low did not break. Where we at? Skirt. Let's go back. Let's confirm that low. Oh, we didn't close yet on the 15. Yo, bro, you loud in the field, yo. 15 minutes has not closed yet, so we can't really confirm that low just yet. 30 minutes is about to close. Nope, 30 minutes. Still got 15 minutes on 16 minutes, and then the hourly is rejecting that hourly. Oh yeah, this was another thing I wanted to point out real quick. Last night that kind of messed with my spirits a little bit when I was taking this trade was once I got in this trade, when I bumped back out to the hourly time frame, what I saw was I was like, man, this trade setup looked familiar. I remember just taking the trade based off of support that I thought was, created during the NY session. I thought we was gonna break during the Asian and then price action scooted back to the top. And I was looking, I pulled the charts back, and I was like, oh, it's right there. Same 1 hour chart, price action pulled back. And then this time, what was the difference? I was looking for price action to melt through this support. This time it came and respected that 1 hour support and pushed bullish right in over here. This is the trade setup and idea that I was looking to play out right back in over here. This time, let me see. Let me take some of this stuff out of the chart so you can see it. That's why I had these orange dots on here so I can talk about that. Let's delete that. We can go ahead and delete these. These already been explained. All right, so right where this 1 hour support is, same 1 hour support back in over here. It's at the same exact level, the same exact everything. So when I saw this, I started to get a little freaked out because it was like, oh man, look at exactly the same spot where price action created the same. See, when people say they trade price action patterns, when they start calling out swinging mans and low trees and upper grapefruits and all that extra shit, I don't really trade them type of price action patterns. I trade these type of price action patterns. At this point, same identical setup. Price action, when it came down to that 1 hour support, I took shorts from right over here, thinking we was going to break through this level because we started closing big bearish. If I would have waited, I would have saw price action did not close This candle, then I close a wick to the bottom for the next candle potentially to fill. And as you can see, price action scooted bullish back in over here. Kind of the same thing. That 15-minute, watching it on the 15-minute again got me into the trade early. And if I would have waited right here, I would have saw potential pullback like I was talking about earlier. But over here, price action was able to continue to make higher highs and lower lows. Back in down here, we started making or continued to make lower lows and lower highs. So, yeah. I had like a whole deja vu moment when I saw that last night. I was like, oh man, I done seen this setup before. All I did was pull the chart, but I was like, oh, yeah, joint right there. It was the same exact spot. Same exact psychology behind the trade, why we would take the trade from that level. This time it worked out, that time it didn't. Got cooked right in back in over here somewhere. All about that patience. I feel like the longer you give your trade idea to play out within the market, the higher the success rate will go up. That's one of the things I've learned from the beginning to the end. See, like back in over here, as this 8 o'clock candle, oh, damn nuts. As this 8 o'clock candle is now struggling to close, go down to the 1 hour time frame, you see that retracement. I'm in the 15-minute time frame. You see that retracement starting to form. And now that we got that bullish close, we can now identify this Asian low right here. So we know what we're looking for next, the Asian high, and then, yeah, we're going to try and get active. Or I'm going to try and get active. I don't know what everybody's going to do. But overall, this 1 hour support is still relevant because price action is only wicking through that 1 hour support at this point. So potentially, I don't know if we're going to have the gas to get down to this 50% from this low to that high way up there. This is the golden zone, so the 50% at the top, the 618 is the bottom. I don't know if we're going to have the gas to reach back down to that level. We potentially could cook back bullish. One of the things I want to do, let me see if we can try to build a currency strength right now. So currently, AUDUSD is somewhat bullish, currently retracing. So let's see what GJ doing overall. Overall, somewhat creating bullish structure. So we could say slight GBP strength because we're somewhat going bullish or creating higher highs and higher lows. Switch over to GU. GU is bearish, so either the JPY is really weak because GJ is pushing bullish, or USD has some strength to the downside because GU is pushing bearish. If the Great British Pound was a strong currency right now, this would be going bullish instead of going bearish. So that kind of indicates that USD has some strength. NZD USD is consolidating, so they are potentially at equal strength. USD JPY is pushing bullish, so we have a second confirmation of USD strength. USD JPY is pushing bullish. GBP JPY is also pushing bullish, not necessarily indicating GBP strength, more or less JPY weakness. So overall, looking at this AUD USD, when you pull that back in, if we're saying USD has within two other currency pairs showing some USD strength, potentially this could continue to leak as well, but right now it is not showing evidence. So yeah, definitely want to wait to see how this Asian high lines up potentially. Because we could come back even. We could come back and come on, baby. You know what to do. Retarget these highs. Right in, back in over here. Yeah. But I don't know though. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Let me see what was up there. Come on, baby. Let me see. Let's go this way. Same link, my friend. I feel like the best thing for AU to do, watch it on a 1 hour chart so you don't get cooked, mess around with that 15-minute. The higher time frames are definitely going to show you the stronger bias of which direction you should be looking to trade in. So I'm going to hit a little bit of the Spanish rice and okra over here. I'll be back in about 2, 3, about 5 minutes. Give me a minute. But yeah. Hold on. All right, so overall, AU struggling on this
Grayson Henry. You can't eat no more.
AU struggling towards below the support. Definitely would like to see a retrace back into this. See how we act up back in over here. Yeah. Uh, that's gonna be interesting. Appreciate you, little baby.
I don't care.
Appreciate you, little baby.
I don't care.
Appreciate you, little baby.
No.
Why you being like that, little baby? This 9 o'clock candle open gonna be interesting though because this 8 o'clock candle then already started pulling back towards the close. Usually the 9 o'clock candle, that 4-hour candle open, does create that retracement. But since this 8 o'clock candle is already starting to retrace this way, if it closes way up here, that 9 o'clock candle might be retracing back this way. So, a couple different scenarios to pretty much play out right now. So, it's a lot of waiting. One of the key things I will pay attention to as we have created this Asian low, seeing as how we have closed below this 1-hour support right here, looking left. If price action comes and starts to break structure, looking left, meaning closing above these highs and start making higher highs and higher lows, I will look to take some buys back into this 4-hour resistance, way backing up in here. Potentially, depending on when that develops, if it happens before before the London session, then I will get in tonight. But right now, we got a long way to go for that. And then to the downside, we already know what's going on. So, yeah. You got any questions, Ms. Kimmy? All right. Word. Nothing moving. So quarter, we in quarter. Oh yeah. Which it depends on which time frame you're looking at for structure to be broken. For me, in my eyes, if you're talking about lower time frame structures, then if higher time frames, we would need to close completely above resistance or support right down here, right here. Say again. No, I need body closures, and definitely I need them from the higher time frames. I need body closures. So right here, I didn't count this as a new lower low. So I think in my eyes we're still playing within this range from up here to down here. So I wouldn't have considered the reversal until price action broke structure on the 1 hour time frame. So if price action never would have broke structure on the 1 hour time frame, I would have still been looking for shorts back into this level. I would have been thinking reversal. Once price action for me, if this is bearish, once price action starts to shift and break structure on the 1 hour time frame, what I'm looking for is for price action to push all the way back deeper for a retracement of this bearish impulse back into the 4 hour resistance. Now, depending on where that setup sets up, kind of depends on how far of a range that you have all the way back into this highs. So within this example, from the higher time frames, from 2 weeks ago, price action was creating lower lows, or lower lows and lower highs. At this point, if we're going to continue to go bearish, this area right here was the lower high potentially that was going to make the new lower low. It didn't give you a new lower low. It gave you an equal low. So we didn't really break. So at this point, I would look for price action to break above this 1 hour structure, like I said, and then continue. If I was going to look for this retracement to go deeper, first targets would have definitely been back into this structure here. And then as it continued to break, final targets would have been all the way back and up in here. So for me, if I would have got an entry for way down here, this would have been like a retracement to continue to push price higher, simply because we broke structure on the hourly chart. So I mean, it's a couple different ways you can read the structure, or there's a couple different ways I would identify it. It just kind of depends on what type of setup you're looking for, a long term or short term. So back in over here, if we talking short term, this is the hourly chart. So as I go down to the 15-minute, if I'm looking for like right now, I'm waiting for price action to close above this structure right over here. Let me go back to the hourly and identify it for you. And then we can kind of see how price action starts to make the higher highs and higher lows on the lower time frame. So from top of this bullish candle right here, I would drag it all the way across to about right here and call that a 1 hour resistance, because this is a 1 hour chart. Go down to the 15-minute. And you can adjust the heights of the zone as you like. Ultimately, I probably wouldn't change it because it's on the 15-minute. I don't like adjusting zones below the 1 hour chart, so I probably would have left it like this, but there's always a chance you can make it right here for more confirmation. So as I would have saw on the smaller time frame for like a right now trade, as I would have saw price action close above this zone, come back to retest, this is the point where I know if we're not breaking lows from where we just came from, this is a retracement, I potentially would have got in bullish. If I didn't get in here, as I saw it continue to break highs looking left, break the structure, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So at any of these higher low points, I would have been looking to get in to continue to go bullish, simply because we broke structure on the 1 hour chart. So like I said, first targets from the higher time frame would have been right back in over here where price action just came from, because this would have potentially been the lower high on the 4 hour time frame that gave you a new low, but it gave you the equal low right here. So that would have been first targets right in over here somewhere, and then second targets would have been, like I said, all the way back to the top to that 4 hour resistance. So it's over time you'll be able to, once you really become solid with identifying your levels of where you know for a fact support and resistance is, where supply and demand is coming from, once you feel solid in marking those levels, you'll be able to bump down to the smaller time frames and then kind of identify certain structural levels, like this right over here for the 15-minute time frame for right now trading. If I wanted to get in, you'll start to be able to identify these certain levels and say, okay, well, if price action was bearish to this point, if this was the lower high, lower low, if this is potentially my new lower high area and we didn't come down, then if we start closing above this area, we definitely, there's nowhere else to go but up. Or we could have consolidated, you know. And then once you saw price action just doing that, you get in, stay in, or get out. But right here, we just continue to make higher highs and higher lows back into, like I said, that first level where you could have took TPs off. So structure is, I feel like once you have a great grasp of trend from the higher time frames, and then you're able to identify the high and the low point on a lower time frame to kind of identify a range of where you know you're trading in between. It definitely can help increase your chances of formulating better trades, or you know, finding better trade setups. Yeah, so that's why I like to mark the structures on the higher time frame, and then, like I said, once I get down to the hourly time frame, I don't really like adjusting these lows, because then it kind of distorts the picture of the higher time frame. Yeah, I don't know what AU got going. It's 9 o'clock. This is supposed to be our retracement candle. We're gonna see what it do. So from the last lower high to the new lower low, price action has between this high and this low to do whatever it wants. As long as it stays below this lower high, potentially it could continue to go bearish on this 15-minute chart. So we're still within this bearish trend at this point, even though price action is pulling back. So another little setup I'm working on is when I come to the charts, and these will be scalp conditions only. quick, like 10 pip and dip, and get up out of there. As you come down to the 1 minute and the 5 minute, using the same structure, the same, you know, psychology from the higher time frame to the lower time frame. If we know price action is coming down to create this Asian low, trying to formulate a little, let me see, I guess, trading plan as far as taking these scalp buys, because I know price action has to go and create that Asian high. So potentially, I need to come up with some rules as to how I can catch this move as price continue to go up. Now, like I said, it's completely a scalp setup to potentially see how far price action pushes up to create that Asian high. Now, if we push our way back to where price action came from, then you're looking at 14 pip TP, quick little scalp setup, in and out the market, trading night is over. If it pushes above and go higher, then the sky's the limit, you know. But the thing that becomes the challenging part is creating the rules to say, when do you get in based off of price action just melting to create the Asian low? How do you identify that Asian low, and what is going to be the indicator that say, okay, now we're going to create that Asian high? No matter where it's at, we're just going to catch the scalps back into that Asian high. If it only push 5 pips and then start creating back bear structure, and we out. So I'm going to start working on that. And that can be a simple little trade opportunity right there. Instead of waiting all night, seeing what this going to do, that level, you know, we create the low. We know we got to go create the high. So at this point, if you got a decent lot size on and you know how to manage risk, you know already smashed up 10 pips. You could have been out the game and go and take a nap. But yeah. This is that pullback that I didn't want to sit in from this trade. Because at this point, I would have been frustrated and upset and mad. Because I know it's coming. When he created that low and was not able to break that low, oh yeah, that pullback coming. And it's 9 o'clock, that pullback coming. The new 4-hour candle is open, that pullback is coming. We gonna see. Yeah. this right here. Oh man, I would have been so upset if I stayed in that trade. Cause it's like once you watch this long enough, like you just pick up on little stuff like that. It just comes to you naturally. As soon as you look at a certain chart and look at the structure, you be like, oh, hold up. Hold up. You ain't about to run no tricks on me. I already know what you about to do. Let me out. Let me out. Let me see how far did that go. From here to 6 pips. Let me out. And now we've been a stupid drawdown. Stomach bubbling. 6 pips. So look at these 6 pips versus these 6 pips. These look more impressive over here, but still the same distance. Well, that's a little bit longer. I didn't drag it from the bottom. Yeah, this is a little bit more than, yeah. Oh, wait, no, it would have been 6 pips from the entry, yeah, so. This look like it got a lot of gas in it. Shoo. But yeah, I don't know what it's about to go at right there. We're gonna see. And then another thing, well, it's only 9 o'clock. If we shift structure on the hourly, definitely can wait. Try and come back down to London and see if we can catch that retracement. Come up and see if we can retest the highs. Right now, it's a little shaky. On everything, yeah. Let's see. But yeah, run through here one more time. I knew that was gonna happen. Melt, retrace, get all them stop losses, and melt again. GJ, nothing. GU, nothing. See, and this is one of the reasons what turned me off from GU from when I started trading till now is because I ain't got time for all this pump faking. Look how many times price action has smashed into this 1 hour or to this level, even if you took this off. Take this off. Take this off, take this off, take this off. So say you're trying to go short below here. Price action to pump fake once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. I ain't got time to be sitting through all that. This right here is what makes you snatch your hair out, especially if you didn't catch it from up here. Yeah, you know, so, you know, GJ about to get, or GU about to be put back on the back burner because this price action is funky. NU, confluence for AU. Yeah, I like this to be more bullish than bearish. You definitely could see a retracement back into the support level. Let me get some pricing on that for you. Right back it up in here, about 62.5. Somewhere back in there, you can see a little manipulation one more time before I push up on that one. Or if we start closing below this 4-hour support, then, you know, off to the races. High time frames were bullish. Pushing back into supply. We already tapped. That's important. Tapped into supply, came down, didn't necessarily break structure, pulled back, didn't have enough gas, potential another pullback to potentially break through the supply zone right here. Ooh, yeah, that's kind of spunky. I like that. Yeah, let's see how that plays out. Oh yeah. Let's see how that hold up. Come back to that. Then UJ. Check it. I don't follow UJ enough to know if this is gonna pull back one more again and double tap that support. So potentially, let's go ahead and drop that alert right there. And then once we get above, look for the break and retest above there. We can pretty much delete this and then get active that way. on gold. Yeah, we was looking to see if we got that big candle to smash all this and then go back bullish. So let me go here with it. Shift instruction, go back bullish. See if that holds up. If not, then back down here, break. Nope, come on. Come through here, break through this little support right here, retest, and see if we continue to make bear structure. Back to the lows on gold. It's the only way I would potentially trade gold, break and retest at that level, come back down, grab liquidity, and then go back higher, or just start creating bear structure. It's the only thing I pretty much would look for, because I wouldn't know a setup to potentially chase on gold. S&P. I would definitely expect it to come back to this 1 hour support first, melt down here, and then break through there, you know, do something funky down here, then potentially go back bullish. If not, the bear scenario, break continuation all the way back down to support right down in there. Let's see, somewhere back in there, about that 4,000 level, anywhere with up in this zone. If we start doing this, yep, right there. We want to see something like this from down on this level to potentially take the buys back into those highs. On the S Imperium, 500, and then the nasty Nas. See, nasty Nas is more indicated that it's definitely coming back down, whereas S&P, we ain't really had no yet. You know, it could melt, but it could go bullish too. Nasty Nas already closed below support, so we know the next support is way down here. But yeah, I think that is all I got for the evening, because AU gonna come up here and do what they gonna do, and I'm gonna make a trade based off of that. But yeah, still waiting for that Asian high to create off the lower time frames. So we gonna see. But yes, man, I think I'm gonna end this one for the evening. Go ahead and finish my little plate I got over here, and I'm gonna see if I can find something later on this evening. If I catch something between now and probably about 11:30, I'll shoot it out into the chat, and then you can look at it from there. All right, I'll probably get on. Today Tuesday already. Damn, I don't know if I get on tomorrow, cause Wednesday be kind of shaky. I might be able to hop on Thursday if I don't hop on tomorrow, but we'll see. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Yes, ma'am. I'll let you. All right. Yes. I'll let y'all Zoom. Right, YouTube. This is what you do, YouTube. Okay, YouTube. You be patient, okay? You take 1 to 2 trades. 1 to 2, okay? You wait for volume to kick in. Where we at? Pre-London, wait for London. The London, you got the pre-London, and then you got the London at 3 o'clock, and then you got the pre-NY, pre-NY times around, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, so wait for those, London momentum, and then you get in. You be careful, you practice risk management, and you come to my markets. But overall, yeah, I'm out of that thing. I don't know where we're gonna go from here. I would like to see what price action does when it gets back up to here. We're gonna sit and wait on that. If it don't make it, then if we start creating lower lows and lower highs, we're gonna wait to see how price reacts once it gets down here in the golden zone. Other than that, it's risky business right now. So that's pretty much all I got for this one. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content outside of that. Thank you for being here, but I'm out. Peace.